Hello, I'm Joshua.
And I'm Mary, and welcome to From the Heart.
Orlando is widely known for its tourist spots and attractions, but many people don't know about its thriving arts community.
We are excited to introduce you to the talented and passionate artists who shape our arts community. How do they create and why? How can Orlando benefit from an even greater arts presence?
On each episode, we'll meet guests who are influential leaders and artists who are truly making a difference.
From the Heart.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to From the Heart. I'm Joshua.
And I'm Mary.
And we're excited to bring you all that's new and good when it comes to the arts in Central Florida.
Today we're talking with Dave Russell, president of SAK Comedy Lab and one of the founding members. Let's find out a little bit about SAK and exactly what they do. Welcome, Dave.
Welcome.
Well, hello, thank you.
So tell us about SAK. What is SAK?
SAK is an improvisational comedy theater company. Kind of to put it simply, we own and operate a 200-seat comedy theater in downtown Orlando. And we've been here since 1991. That's when the SAK Comedy Lab opened. Although SAK itself had a little life before that, which I'd be happy to tell you about if there's time. But suffice it to say that we're an improv comedy theater. If you've seen Whose Line Is It Anyway on TV, that's kind of the style we do. It's called a short form comedy. That's the main thing we do at the SAK Comedy Lab. We have shows all week long,
And
every
you
week.
literally make up every show off the top of your heads?
Off the top of our fat little heads, yes indeed.
No scripts, kind of like today. We're just making this up as we go.
Are we making this up?
We
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
What does SAK stand for? Is that an acronym or?
It's
how
not
did you get the
really
name?
an acronym. You know, as I said, there was a life of SAK before the Comedy Lab opened. Well, before we opened the Comedy Lab, we used to do audience participatory street theater, which is really hard to say, and that's why we stopped doing it, and opened a Comedy Lab. But that happened at Renaissance festivals and at Epcot Center for many years. And when SAK first started, it was just a band of 4 people who wanted to do theater in the street theater. They carried everything they needed in a little bag, and they carried it around, and they'd pop up with a little show. So everything they needed was in the SAK. So it was theater in a SAK, or SAK theater. And so we kept the name just to confuse people for years and years and years.
Well, I'm so glad our viewers got to hear that story, because I think there's probably a lot of people who go, what does SAK stand for? What does that mean?
We stand for comedy.
Is it hard to be funny?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you teach someone to be funny?
Yes.
You can? Yes. Really?
You can teach someone to be funnier than they are. But and in my opinion, everybody is funny. Everybody has humor. Even if somebody's very serious, you know, like you can find humor in that. So everybody can learn to maximize the humorous abilities that they have, and they can learn to be funnier. There are some things, almost like, you know, like scientific things, mathematical things in terms of timing and how you can work that a little better. But I would say just like everybody can breathe, everybody can be funny. You know, some people need a little help, a little oxygen to get them going, and but.
Well, I love your shows, and I love to laugh, but tell us, why do you think laughter is important?
Well, not only medically, laughter exercises a lot of the muscles in your body, and it creates hormones. It creates, I think they're called endorphins, or what's the other one?
And you release serotonin.
You release serotonin, and there's a lot of physical things that happen from the physiological business of laughing. So I think it's really good. Also, you know, in terms of stress and the things going on, it's just great. It's a great release. It's a great way to let go. It's a great way to experience life.
And it's a connector. When people get together and laugh like audiences, all of a sudden they form that they don't even realize it. But
I would say food is the best connector.
Yes.
And you know, when you sit around a table and nosh with people, that's really the best.
And then you laugh.
And then laugh.
And
then
when your
there's
mouth
one
is
more,
open.
which we can't talk about, you know, in case there are children watching.
This is
What's
a
one more
family-friendly
thing?
show.
Oh, never mind. I thought you meant besides having your mouth open.
So
Okay.
magician never tells their tricks, but
Right.
Are there any secrets to the trade? And we talked about improv, being an art.
Yes,
because
I'd
it
be happy to
absolutely
tell
is.
you all
give
the
us
secrets.
give us a fun secret of of being a better improv.
A secret of being a better improviser, think the first secret would be just to know that you already are an improviser. When we do workshops and when we introduce people, how many people are improvisers? Raise your hand, especially in business groups. And Mary would raise her hand, but a lot of people would not raise their hand and say, okay, how many people have had a conversation today? And everybody would raise their hand. It's like, you're all improvisers. All improv means is you work without a script, you kind of take what somebody gives you and you give something back. That's a conversation. Now, what you're thinking of maybe is improvisation under pressure. Improv under pressure, when I have to make people laugh or think or do something.
And tell a story.
Or tell a story or persuade them on something. Well, then there are some other things you can do. So some tricks for it. They're not tricks, they're basics. You got to be relaxed. You got to be ready to get out there. And you have to say yes. That's kind of the big mantra. It's a yes and business. So living in a world of yes.
Because you don't want to just say yes, you want to say yes and. Because if I say to you, hey, welcome home, honey.
Thanks. I basically said yes. I accept that I'm home, but we kind of stopped there.
Let's try again. Welcome home, honey.
Oh, you are a sight for sore eyes. The trip to Houston was very successful, and I think we're going to be able to buy that new house.
I'm so glad. And while you were gone, I lost the kids.
Wonderful! We can have that date night we've always wanted.
Scene.
I love that. That was great. I don't think I'm an improviser. You have to have you have to be somewhat funny, right?
Well,
Well,
again,
basically.
we would have a conversation, and Mary and I, we go back. We like to make people
Mary
laugh. So-
is an improviser.
And she's an improviser at heart as well. So we try to make it funny because we like to be funny. We like to make people laugh. But again, it's just a conversation that you're having with someone. If someone says, I don't know what that means, live in a world of yes, that's too confusing, artsy fartsy. I say, just change the word yes with possibility. I live in a world of possibilities. That's how improvisers are able to grow and mature and build something from nothing. But that's what we need to do in life. We just need to be open to all the possibilities. The more we say yes to them, the more things we'll experience joyfully, in my opinion.
That's great life advice, not just,
That's what I love
about the art, but that's
improvisation. It
great
is
life
about
advice.
Oh, great life lessons.
I want to ask you, what do people not know about SAK that you want us to know? Because we were a little bit short on time, but I want to know, what do we know?
Well, one thing that I think is a great truth about SAK is that SAK has, there's SAK DNA in a number of artistic endeavors that are around town that I don't think people know. Like, one thing that's recently happened is the World Showcase players and some other groups at Epcot have kind of come to their end, the final chapter. But SAK was actually the first audience participatory street theater troupe. We actually served as an outside company doing that from 82 to 89. That's what's happened before we opened the Comedy Lab. The Orlando Theater Project, that was born out of the SAK offices. The Orlando Fringe Festival was actually born out of SAK, people in the SAK offices. The Central Florida Performing Arts Alliance, which then begat DAD, Downtown Arts District, which has a footprint downtown for the arts, and now gave us our home where we currently live at the City Arts Factory.
Our new arts and cultural director.
Yes, indeed. And Terry Olson is a great figurehead who had his fingers in many, if not all, of those pies. So we owe a great deditude of gratitude,
I like those words.
debt of gratitude to Terry Olson for all those
If
things.
you could tell people a reason why they should go to SAK who have never been to SAK, what would you say to them? And would you please do it in the style of Shakespeare?
Yes, verily, thou must get thyself to SAK Comedy Lab, for if thou hast experienced not the thrill and joy of improvisation, now is the time. If thou wantst thyself inside to come out in glorious, joyful laughter, then go thee there now. If thou wants to sit home and do nothing, then be thy the couch potato that thou hast been these low many years. But get thee to a nunnery? Nay. Get thee to SAK as immediately as possible, and share the joy of life with thy fellow people, and thou shalt tell many others about it, and then we shall be financially successful in our future, which is our grand desire.
That was brilliant. I loved it.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. You just have to say thou and thee a lot, and then it makes sense.
That's all you do. That's the trick. If there's a trick, then
This
thee
is
thou
so fun.
there, then there.
If people want to to learn more information about SAK, about their shows, about their training, about their classes, how do they get in touch with SAK?
Best bet, go to our website.
Which is?
SAK.com. It's SAK.com. And you don't worry about the www, anything, just SAK.com. It'll get you started. There's lots of information about classes. We teach a lot of classes, largest improvisational university in the Southeast at SAK Comedy Lab. All the shows, we do workshops, we do corporate workshops. We teach people in the business and health fields and in financial fields how to be relaxed, how to be funny, how to be creative, whatever they want. And so lots of opportunities, but it starts there. SAK.com, you can get all the information. Get to where you want to go from there.
Awesome. Dave Russell, this has been an absolute joy so far.
Well,
You've told
thank
us
you.
some great things about SAK, but when we come back, we're going to learn more about you and your passion in the art. Thank you for joining us today on From the Heart.